As much as I enjoy watching basketball, the game does have its share moments that make me feel embarrassed to be a supporter. Men who tarnish the game's reputation or portray it in a negative light only make me feel uneasy, and those who do so make me uncomfortable. I recall saying, albeit with a few beers in my system, on the night that LeBron James made his famous decision that I would not watch any basketball that season simply out of principle. Some of these embarrassing moments are simply depressing, while others can actually be quite amusing at times. As a result, let's take a look at some of the most embarrassing NBA moments that they want fans to forget. At number 5, we got firearms in the Wizards locker room. It all started with a simple card game on an airplane flight back to the United States. Players arrived on the court to find Gilbert Arenas with 4 guns in his locker, which he had set up for display. Then he told Javarius Crittenton to choose one so that he could shoot him in the head with it. He responded by saying he already had one. It was loaded, cocked, and aimed directly at him. Javarius, the room, which had previously been alive with laughter and conversation, had taken on a chill. The fact that it was real took them only a few seconds to realize, and they bolted out the door and locked it behind them, with the exception of Caron Butler, who attempted to speak calmly to Javarius, reminding him that his life was in his hands, and that if he pulled the trigger, he would die. At number 4, we have Latrell Sprewell choking his coach. There were a few good things that came out of his career, but this was one of the worst things that could have happened. He is going down in history as one of the most infamous players to ever put on an NBA uniform. When Latrell Sprewell lost his cool during a Warriors practice on December 1st, 1997, he briefly took over for his head coach, PJ Carlesimo, for approximately 10 to 15 seconds before being dragged away by security. In the meantime, he had left and returned, striking a brief blow before being dragged away once more. In the beginning, he was suspended for 82 games, but that was later reduced to 68 games. Because of the suspension, he lost $6.4 million in earnings, as well as a shoe contract with Converse. Sprewell felt that the punishment was excessively harsh. At number 3, we have homophobic remarks made by Tim Hardaway. "You know I hate gay people, so I let it be known," he said on Dan Lee Batard's sports radio show in Miami, according to the transcript. "I don't like gay people, and I don't like being in the company of homosexuals. I have a homophobic attitude. It doesn't sit well with me. Nowhere in the world, let alone in the United States, should it exist." It's really a shame that he said these things in front of the entire world. Even in 2007, saying something like that was not something you should just throw out there. Despite the fact that he was not currently playing in the NBA at the time of the remarks, he was still a very visible matter of the league, which was scheduled to make a few public appearances during that All-Star weekend. He was barred from participating after the commissioner at the time, David Stern, learned of his plans. He and the league had been subjected to a great deal of negative remarks and criticism during the season. If he had come out and said something in today's culture, it would have been only negative ramifications. The NBA wants you to forget that one of its better players was openly homophobic, and the NBA wants you to forget that. At number 2, we have Charles Barkley's DUI charges. In spite of the fact that Barkley is plagued by gambling demons, they aren't nearly as bad as where he was arrested for DUI on December 30th, 2008. Barkley was pulled over for running a stop sign in Scottsdale, Arizona, and was charged with the offense. Barkley was arrested and taken into custody after he failed his sobriety test. The most embarrassing aspect of the situation is the reason why Barkley failed to stop at the stop sign in the first place. According to the police report, which was obtained by the Arizona Republic, he was traveling with a female companion in the car and was in a hurry to have oral sex with her. At number 1, we have insider gambling. Donaghy worked as a referee for 13 years before resigning in 2007. He was sentenced to 13 months in federal prison after his resignation. In 2007, he was involved in a betting scandal involving professional basketball games, in which he used his knowledge of referees, coaches, players, and owners to place bets on the outcome of games. He was caught betting on games that he had officiated over the course of 2 seasons, and he was fined. He entered a guilty plea on 2 of the federal charges. He was making bets on games and had ties to organized crime, according to authorities. He offered advice to a high school classmate of his who was in need. He would then be compensated $2,000 for each correct pick that he passed along to him during the course of the game. In addition, he received $30,000 for providing insider information to the bookmakers. Once the Lakers made 27 free throws in a single game, he then had a noticeable impact on the outcome. The line would move 1.5 points at certain points in Las Vegas, indicating that information was being traded. However, this only happened when large sums of money were bet on a particular game in Las Vegas. Since it tarnished the reputation of refs throughout the league, this scandal must be put behind us as quickly as possible. Well, guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Athlete Power and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'll see you guys next time and have a great day. Peace.